Classic Hits, My 105.9 on a Wednesday morning. Welcoming a very special guest in this morning. Flint Rasmussen is here. Hello, sir.
I'm a classic hit.
You are a classic hit now, aren't you?
I'm here because I'm a classic. One of those ones you hear on the radio. It brings back memories.
Yeah, well, that's right. Most famous rodeo clown of all time, and Montana native. Of course, we have to mention that every time. You're from Choteau originally?
Choteau, Montana. You got it.
Yeah. My mom was a blue pony.
I was a Havre Blue Pony.
You were, that's right.
Yeah, I actually was born in Havre, and then after college moved back, ended up there teaching school and coaching.
That's
coaching
right.
Those Havre
Montana's
Blue
the only state that you can say my mom was a blue pony and nobody looks at it.
My mom was a blue pony. Oh, no kidding. My dad was a blue pony.
Right.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
same
exactly.
Thing. Matter of fact, I have some Havre friends coming this weekend.
Perfect.
I knew up there. So,
you've got people coming from all ends of the state this weekend, I'm sure. Final appearance in Billings with PBR.
Yeah. And I should say, I think a lot of people read a headline, but not the story. It's like you said, it's my final appearance in Billings.
Right.
It's not my, I've had a lot of people say, thanks for picking Billings to
do your last
stop. But it's finishing the season kind of stuff. So
it is your last season with how many years with the PBR? All 30 of them, right?
Yeah. Exclusive since about 2006, but I was working, I had a good career in full rodeos and then PBR. And my first PBR World Finals I did was 1997.
Holy cow.
So yeah, it's been a while, but I was just the other day talking to someone about how long I've performed in this arena. We all call it the Metro, right?
Right.
Or Interstate Arena.
Yep.
And since like late 80s, early 90s, in some fashion, Northern Rodeo Finals, Billings, the fair,
right,
at one time, then the Nile Rodeo, PBR, in some fashion for 30 some years I've been in this.
Well, I was thinking about that too when you announced your retirement. I was thinking he can't be old enough to be wanting to retire yet, and then I realized you've been coming on the radio with me for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm getting old too.
No, I started this when I was 4.
Right. So there you go. Yeah. Okay.
But you know what? I do not feel like I'm old enough to retire from anything, and really, I'm transitioning
You're really not.
to something else.
You're taking a new job in broadcasting, which
I'm
come on, man,
a different view from the office, I think. But yeah, I've been coming around here a lot.
Yeah.
Billings in some way, and
now it's your new hometown.
It is. West End.
You had less of a drive to get here than in years past, right?
Yeah, I hopped in my car. I put some coffee. By the way, I have my name on my own mug.
According to Flint.
Is that weird?
Is that your podcast?
What's that?
Is that your podcast?
Yeah, according to Flint is my podcast.
Right.
I do a Facebook Live broadcast Tuesday nights. And
that's just practice for your big CBS show, right?
And I'm going to feel things out this fall. The PBR series this fall, which is a team format thing.
Yeah, what exactly is that?
Well, it's
some of the guys from the PBR kind of. It's like a different version of it.
It is. It's within the PBR. So we have our regular season, which is going on right now. We'll crown a world champion middle of May in Fort Worth, Texas, and then in the fall we have a 10-stop little tour, and there's 8 cities that have these teams.
Okay.
I won't explain the whole format, but it's PBR riders.
Right.
They were drafted to these teams, and it's
cool.
5 riders against 5 riders. They match up. Then it's the next game. It's brought in some interest from not just the traditional fans, but other people.
Cool.
And cities host them. It's kind of fun. So I'll be part of the CBS broadcast team on that series.
And you'll still get to travel just as much as
get to travel. Yeah, I know that. Like, wow, I'm going to end up on an airplane every weekend again. So
sure. Yeah. Of course, PBR celebrating 30 years. Having the big Dirty 30 party in May at Fort Worth, and that's going to be your last go around on there, right?
As far as since we're local radio, I'll say as far as PBR is concerned, we've been selling. This is my last hurrah on the elite tour between you and me.
Okay, there's nobody else.
There's a couple little things this summer that I had already committed to.
I heard something about that. So we'll still see you around the state, right?
For a little, but then. Once in my head, I have, next season and this fall, I feel like when I'm done, I want to be done. I've had a lot of questions about if someone called, though, you would go.
But what about?
I recorded a podcast last night with a 2-time world champion, Chris Shivers. He's one of the greatest PBR riders of all time, and he said, this business is like smoking or drinking. You can't just have one every once in a while and think it's okay.
You got to quit. You got to quit. Right?
And
that's a good way to put that.
So I guess I never say never if there's a case that came up, but my knees don't feel like I should keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. We've got 3 chances to see you this weekend. Friday at 7:45. Saturday is 6:45, and then
1:45 Sunday. The 45 starts are for TV. So we buck bulls at the top of the hour by the time we do all our opening. 3 days. We don't do a ton of 3-day shows, but Billings is one that we draw well. The Billings is I say it every year, the longest running tour stop on the elite PBR tour.
Yeah.
I always say longest running tour stop and smallest market we go to.
Awesome.
Biggest city in Montana, but the smallest market we go to.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys coming, and we sure enjoyed all the laughs with you over the years. And God, there's kids. I was not a kid, but I mean, I was a young man when I first saw you. So I know that kids come up, are grown up now.
Yeah, I've been
seeing
signing autographs for people that are 30. They say, man, I watched you when I was 8 years old. So I think when I'm done, though, I'll just come in and chat with you, and you can keep me relevant.
You can come on anytime you like. All right, Flint. Great to see you, man. Have a great weekend, and congratulations on.
Thanks, man. Always.